the applications of the systems of ordinary differential equations. Actually, as chemical engineers, this is really nice kasi you can see the applications of differential equations. Again, if it's differential equations, it can be in a continuous reactor. You can determine the changes of the concentrations at any time. Okay? So let's go to a typical reactor. So pretend you have a single reactor in here. What does this mean? Well-stirred reactor, di ba? It's a continuously stirred or a well-stirred reactor. So in here, so a reactor has inputs and outputs. So basically from your checkalc, say you have a flow rate R and it has a concentration C. Coming out, you have a flow rate R and the concentration C2. However, if our assumption is that this is a continuously stirred or a well-stirred reactor, C2 would be the same as the concentration in the tank. Let's look at the units, guys. For the flow rate, it's volume per time. For the concentration, it's mass per volume. Kasi typically, this is non-reacting system. So typically, concentration of salt or concentration ng brine. Kasi you have to remember that in chemical industries, brine solutions is very important because they're used for preservation. Diba? So non-reacting systems. And then for the volume, let's just assume or let's just use gallons. And then for the amount of solute particles, or if even if it's salt or sugar, let's just say X and Y. We use that. And then the units are pounds. And of course, time can be minutes, hours, seconds. Okay. So if I ask you, what is the rate of change of the amount of salt with respect to time? So the rate of change of the amount of salt with respect to time, basically input minus output. So ang input natin would be concentration times rate, R1C1, minus concentration times rate. However, as I have said earlier, C2, which is the concentration coming out, is basically the amount of salt in the tank at any time t divided by the volume coming out. Kasi 'di ba, concentration is mass over volume, rate is volume over time. So, I can say that also the change in volume with respect to time, kasi 'di ba volume with respect to time is rate. Basically, ang change pala ng volume with respect to time is the difference in the rates. The difference in the rates. Or, in order to solve finally for the volume, it's the integral of R1 minus R2 dt. So, pwede pa lang yun ang mga gamitin kong dito. Now, let's go to the actual application. Consider two tanks, A and B. Suppose that tank A contains 50 gallons of water, in which 25 pounds of salt is dissolved. Tank B contains 50 gallons of pure water, so walang nakadissolve initially. Liquid is pumped in and out of the tanks as indicated in the figure, so I'll show you the figure later on. The mixture exchange between the two tanks and the liquid pump out of tank B are assumed to be well stirred. So that means, as I have said, the concentration coming out is the same as the concentration of the ones in the tank, not necessarily the same concentration as the ones going in. So here, the instruction is to construct a mathematical model that best describes the amount of salt in pounds. So those are X and Y, respectively, okay? So this is the figure. You have two well-stirred tanks. Coming in tank A or going in tank A, you have pure water at a rate of 3 gallons a minute. Coming out of tank A is 4 gallons a minute of the mixture, of the well-stirred mixture. And then this one may exchange daw sa tank. That goes into tank B. But some of the tank B, di ba naalala niyo yung mga check out natin, there might be some exchanges, may mga recycle, may mga bypass. So in here, we have recycle. Some of the solution from tank B will be recycled para hindi naman masayang. But only 1 gallon per minute of the mixture. And the rest, which is the 3 gallons a minute, will be coming out as a product. So if you look at the overall material balance in here, 3 and 3, they are equal. Kasi ang problem natin is this one, no? Paano yun? Hindi ba nag-o-overflow yung tank B? Kasi 4 ito, pero meron namang nababawas sa kanya na 1. Okay? Now, the initial conditions, as I have been saying earlier, di ba, may mga capital C1, capital C2 tayo that were just C1 and C2. Now, we can solve for them. How? Initially, I said here, tank A contains 50 gallons of water with 25 pounds of salt dissolved. So that means initially, it, the volume is 50 gallons with an initial 25 pounds of salt. Whereas in here, tank B contains 50 gallons of pure liquid or pure water. Nothing is specified about the salt. So we assume that the amount of salt is 0. Again, since there are 2 tanks, we would basically assign a variable to each. X would be the amount of salt in tank A. Y would be the amount of salt in tank B at any time. So how do we solve this? As I said, sa tank A and tank B, let's solve. Tank A is X. So dx over dt, what are the flows coming in tank A? Can you tell me? Rate 1 and rate 2. Are there any flows coming out of tank A? Only rate 3. That's good. So we can say here that the change in the amount of salt with respect to time is rate 1 concentration 1 plus rate 2 concentration 2. Anything that comes out, just like in your material balances, would be minus rate 3 concentration 3. It so happened lang that concentration 1 should be 0 because it's pure water. It's pure liquid, no problem with that. Rate 1, and then concentration 1, I don't know the concentration. But as I have said here, concentration is amount versus over volume. Therefore, that's amount. Saan ba nanggagaling to? Di ba sa B, amount ng salt niya dapat Y. It's not X. Over the volume. Di ba lagi namang consistent, 50 gallons siya, Y over 50. Minus, ang lumalabas sa kanya, rate 3, and then the concentration in there. Pero I don't know the concentration, pero I know that concentration would have, concentration is X over V or Y over V. Tama? Okay. So, ang lumalabas sa A is X over its initial or its volume. So, X over 50. That's why you have X over 50 times the rate. So, when I simplify this, this becomes 0 minus 2 over 25x plus 1 over 50y. Can you, R3, are there any flows coming out of B?
Yung R2 and R4 po.
Yes. So pagka ganun guys, we can say R3C3 minus R2C2 minus R4C4. Ganun lang siya. Don't get confused. No? R3C3 minus R2C2 minus R4C4. Okay? So that's dy over dt. Bakit y? Kasi ang tinatignan natin, what is the amount of salt in y? Di ba, ang y natin was assigned to tank B, x was assigned to tank A. Okay, so ang C3, tignan natin yung C3, ito, umaalis siya sa A. Therefore, x over 50 dapat. Ang C2, ito, umaalis siya galing sa B. So, y over 50. You understand how I got the x over 50, y over 50 is in here? So, after simplifying, it becomes this. No problem na with this, hopefully. So, you have 2 differential equations. So what we do here is, now that you have the two differential equations, we translate it into matrix form. X prime equals ax plus b. So you have this. So how do we solve? We basically apply what we have learned in the class. A minus mi, di ba? We are very lucky, guys, that here, your b is equal to 0. So since this is 0, what's the type of system? Can you tell me? Homogeneous. Very good. So here, you'll notice that it's quite big, the numbers, di ba? 625. However, you can factor it out. Okay. So what are the values for m? M equals negative 3 over 25 and negative 1 over 25. Di ba? So those are the two answers. Of course, let's solve for the characteristic equation. Apply that in here to solve for the c's, the small c's. Ito pala nga, over 50, multiply ko na lang lahat ng 50 para maging negative 2c1 plus c2. Therefore, if c1 is equal to 1, c2 is equal to 2, edi ito na yung answer ko. No problem. Again, we're lucky because this one na guys, in here, equals 0. It's homogeneous, so we're quite lucky with that. Now, for C2, m equals negative 3 over 25. Let's apply that. Ito, guys, the reason why sinusulat ko lagi the one on top, so that dyan ko na lang pina-plug in. Negative 2 over 25 minus negative 3 over 25 is positive 1. And then at the bottom, it's positive 1. So in here, some of you might say, Sir, pwede ko bang i-multiply itong buong matrix na to ng 50? If you want, you can. 50 times the whole thing equals 0 times 50. If you want, it's okay. Ako hindi ko na muna minultiply para less problems. Dito na lang ako nag-multiply sa baba. So if C1 is 1, C2 is negative 2. Therefore, my x would be x1 plus x2. Wala na tayong problema. Pero, isn't it that I gave you initial conditions earlier? Right? So, if I ask you, this one is still in a matrix form. What is it for tank A? I can say my x as a function of t is the one on top. Ayun no, C1, etc. For tank B, it's y. However, the mathematical model is not yet complete because it still has C1 and C2. How do we solve that? Remember, you have initial conditions given. Those initial conditions. I gave you the final answers already, the pre-final answers for tanks A and B. So, it says there, 25 daw siya when time is 0, volume is 50. So, 25 yung x when time is 0. So, when time is 0, e to the 0 is 1. E di, mawawala na yung e, c1 plus c2 na lang. And then in here, initially, it's 0. So that means 0 is 2c1 minus 2c2. Solving them, you can say c1 and c2 is equal to, are both equal to 25 over 2. Okay. So let's plug in. E dito na yung sagot natin. Yan yung mathematical model. Nawala na yung mga constants natin. So, if I ask you, what's the amount of salt? Kasi take note, ang units nyo, gallons per minute, pounds. So if I ask you, what is the amount of salt in tank B after 10 minutes? E di i-plug in nyo na lang yung 10 minutes sa 10, sa T, and then you can pretty much solve letter Y because that's tank B. That's it for this one. Madali lang siya, di ba? Next, this is the second and last example. Consider the interconnected tanks A and B with brine solution. Pero ito, wala na siyang recycle. It just goes straight. It's a series tank. Not other, yung kanina kasi interconnected tank siya. Ito interconnected, but one series, one way lang. Determine the amount of salt in each tank as a function of T. What is the limiting amount of salt in each tank? So you're given initially, tank A is 500 gallons with 50 pounds of salt dissolved. Tank B is 500 gallons with 100 pounds of salt dissolved. You'll notice that the rate at which the solution comes in at A is 5 gallons per hour at 3 pounds per gallon. But then, of course, since this one initially has some concentration, it might be a bit more concentrated than the concentration coming in. So that is at 5 gallons per hour as well. And then, since mas concentrated na to at concentrated pa to, mas concentrated ang i-expect mo sa C3. Alright. So, let's look at them. I wrote the complete given. So for tank A, can you please dictate to me the equation for tank A? dx over dt is?
R1C1 minus R2C2 po.
Alright, yun lang. So R1C1 minus R2C2 again. R is given, C1 is given, R2 is given, C2 is not given. But you know that C2 comes from tank A. Therefore, it's X over 500. For tank B, give me the rate equation, the working equation lang muna.
There are 2C2 minus R3C3 po.
Is equal to?
dy over dt po.
Very good, dy over dt. So 5, x over 500, kasi it comes from this. And then here, coming out is y over 500. Ngayon, let's convert this into matrix form. May problem tayo, guys. Just by looking at this, ano siya? Can you tell? There's a B. Yes. Non-homogeneous dahil dito, kasalanan niya nito. Oh. Kasalanan ng 3. Kasi di ba pag 0 yan, alam natin wala tayong problema. Pag ito, look at the first problem. The rate coming in, pure waters 0 siya, alam natin homogeneous. Ang problem natin is whenever may concentration na yung initial, magkakaroon ka na ng constant or whatever here, hindi na magzi-zero pareho. Once it's like that, anong mangyayari? Imagine, it's a chemical steering tank. It's already problematic to write, pero actually madali lang naman. But what I'm saying is, it will not be zero. After that, you will have to write it in matrix form, solve the complementary solution, and then propose a particular solution. Tapos, apply variation of parameters, di ba, using Cramer's rule. So, may pagkamahaba siya. Okay. So, in here, let's try solving. It so happened that m equals negative 1 over 100 for both 1 and 2. So, it's a repeating eigenvalues. Diba? Non-homogeneous system. For the first time it appeared, diba, you can apply that. You'll notice that, even if the first line is 0, 0, at least in the second line, meron tayong C1 at true 0. Now, can you tell me, if C1 is a true 0, why can't I say that C2 is also 0, since C2 is arbitrary? Because if C2 is 0 as well, the Wronskian determinant becomes 0. If it's 0, they are linearly dependent. So, hindi pwede. That's why this one has to be a different number apart from 0. Very good. Now, in this case, for the second time around, remember, since this one, you'll notice that, ay, umulit lang siya, oh. So, I will have to write, instead of 0, 0 here, this one has to be the 0, 1 answer. Can you follow this one? I introduced this to you last time, di ba? Therefore, P1 is 100. So some of you will say, if P1 100, why can I say that P2 is 0? Bakit hindi ko na lang siya ginawang 100 din. Can I assume P2 to be 100 as well? Am I safe to assume that? Yes, pwede. Can I assume P2 to be equal to 1? Pwede ba yon? Pwede rin. Eh bakit hindi ko ginawang ganon? Kasi, ka-zero siya, the solution will be much easier. And the resulting answer will be much easier. So your x2 is already in here. So since it repeated, this one has to repeat. 0, 1 appearing the second time around, magkakaroon na siya ng letter T. So it is this one. Kaya lang, take note, di ba non-homogeneous to? So when you have your complementary solution, you will have to propose a particular solution. So the particular solution, let's just replace that with A, with B. And then, as I have mentioned earlier, you don't need to show me the whole differentiation. So basically, A prime times that, B prime times this one is equal to your B. The B is 15, 0. Ayan, 15, 0. So from here, let us simplify. E di itong top 100 sa bottom T. O di okay na tayo. It looks a bit simpler now. Let's translate it into an augmented matrix form. 0, 1 e to the negative 100, 100, etc., etc. Okay. Now, applying Kramer's rule, we're quite lucky kasi it's easy lang. Ito lang siya. Ang problem lang natin sa letter A, guys, is T at saka E. So, T and E, another, ano to? Pagka ganito. Can you tell me, what's the problem with A prime? Algebraic and exponential. So again, there might be parang a more difficult method up ahead. So sa B, I won't explain this anymore. This is in your matrices. So you have to apply integration by parts. Diba? So integration by parts in order to solve for your A. So yung A pa lang natin, may pagka good luck na sa hirap, di ba? And then after that, let's solve for B. So from here, XP, let's write everything. And you'll notice na E, T over 100, E, negative T over 100, it cancels out. At least man lang, di ba? May napahansel na tayo na wala ni mga exponential terms. So, X is equal to XC plus XP. So in here, this is your answer. Pero syempre, there's more. Kasi ang dali naman kung ito lang. Di ba may initial conditions na given? Ito, I'm sure you understand how we got here. But again, there are initial conditions given. So let's rewrite muna ha, everything. XT is, oh, we're quite lucky na cancel yung C1 kasi 0. C2, 0T plus 100. Ah, okay. So C2, 100 e to the T. Yun na yun. Etong nasa 0 agad. 0, so 15 times 100 na lang. Yung sa bottom, C1 merong 1, C2 may T, e to that. Ayun. Sa bottom, negative 15, T minus 100 times 1, meron. 15T, meron. So, from here, take note that volume of tank A initially is 500. The amount of solute in tank A initially is 50. So, ito yun. Swerte dahil time is 0, yung mga exponents natin magsi-0. Tank Y, 100 initially yung content. So, cancel to, magiging C1. Ito, buong to magka-cancel because there's the T. So negative 15, 0 minus 100 is negative 1500. So ito, meron tayong two equations, two unknowns. C1 is negative 1400. C2 is negative 29 over 2. So we can plug it in here. Ang question, determine the amount of salt in each tank as a function of time. We are able to do that now. Ito na siya. Next, what is the limiting amount of salt in each tank? When you say limiting amount, you're basically solving for the amount of salt when time approaches infinity. So when time approaches infinity, di ba? When this approaches infinity, the whole thing becomes 0. Ang answer, 1500. When t approaches infinity here, so negative infinity, magiging 0 to buong to. It's the same with this, 1500 then. Because as defined, what is the theoretical limiting concentration if the tank has infinite capacity? If we assume that the tank can hold an infinite volume of solution, then we can use the formula for Ct or Xt for any non-negative value of t, no matter how large. Therefore, the limiting concentration of the solution would be the limit as t approaches infinity. That's why in here, you're basically solving for xt and yt when t approaches infinity pag tinanong na kayo ng limiting amount. Okay? So basically, that is it.